This evening's reunion dinner is a celebration of the faculty having served the community for more than 90 years. Not always as a Faculty of Education, because we started life actually as a department within the Faculty of Arts back in 1916. But since then, people within this university in the field of teacher education have been serving the community in different ways and in different forms. In 1976, for example, we became a School of Education, and then in 1984 we finally became a Faculty of Education.
University education, I think the major part of it should be individual education, individual study. We need a lot of guidance, we need inspiration, we need a sense of direction. I myself, I think I was quite fortunate that I received added value, engaged in a lot of dialogues with many professors, and I also got a very rare chance to co-author a book with Dr. Andrew Wong. I think that is quite valuable for me.
Apart from providing values and inspiration through university education, the Faculty of Education has also served the community in various ways.
One of the main ways in which we have served the community for such a long time is through participating in many different sorts of high-level government committee where colleagues in the faculty have had a major impact on the shaping of education policy in Hong Kong. So, for example, through involvement with the Education Commission, the Advisory Committee on Teacher Education Qualifications, ACTEC, the Standing Committee on Language Education Research, SCHOLAR, the various committees within the Curriculum Development Council and the Curriculum Development Institute, and also the Hong Kong Examinations and Assessment Authority. Colleagues' involvement with high-level committees in these organisations have made a major impact on the community. But colleagues have not only served the community in that sort of way on those high-level committees. They've also worked at the grassroots level, working on school sponsoring bodies, on school governing boards and so on, making a major contribution at the grassroots practical level as well as the high-level policy level. But as the needs of the teaching community have changed, so the provision of teacher education programs has evolved. In 1978, to serve the growing need for continuing professional development in schools, the faculty, or the school as it then was, started offering the Master of Education program, which has now become such a major part of our activity. Then in the late 1980s, we started introducing undergraduate programs. And again, this was in response to a particular need within the community, because at that time the government wished to upgrade certificated teachers to graduate status. And so we introduced 4-year part-time Bachelor of Education top-up programs in areas such as children with learning difficulties, physical education and sports sciences, and primary and secondary education. Then in the 1990s, we introduced pioneering undergraduate full-time programs in the language education area, in both Chinese language education and English language education. And this kind of activity has continued to evolve, so that in the late part of the last decade we introduced a Bachelor of Education in Liberal Studies, and now with the move to 334 we've transformed all our single degree undergraduate B.Ed programs into double degrees in partnership with the Faculties of Social Sciences, Arts and Science. One major way in which we engage with the local community is through our work with schools. Obviously, as a Faculty of Education engaged in teacher education, working with schools is crucial to what we do, and we've engaged in different forms of partnership with schools over the years. In the 1990s, this partnership took a different form when we started to look for ways in which we could make that partnership mutually beneficial to both the school and the university partners in the scheme. With the help of the Quality Education Fund back in 1996, we introduced such a school-university partnership scheme. Initially with 3 schools, but by the end of 4 years, that number of schools had moved on to 50. We now have different forms of partnership with more than 250 schools in Hong Kong, both secondary and also now primary, because our teacher education includes a primary dimension these days. In 2008, our partnership with schools took a new form again when we introduced what we call professional partnership schools. and there are now 19 schools in Hong Kong working with us in that kind of relationship, each of the schools having adopted what is known as the whole school mentoring approach. Another way in which we have worked closely with the local community and tried to serve the in-service development needs of teachers is through our InStep program. We have an InStep unit, that is for the in-service teacher education program, which offers a variety of services, particularly in the form of responding to government tenders for in-service programs which we offer, and also through consultancy services for schools.
The faculty delivers a wide range of programs, and all of them are unique and structured, to train students to serve the needs of the community.
Of course, our engagement with the needs of the local professional communities is not just limited to teaching. Although we are a faculty of education, we are engaged in more than just teacher education. Speech and hearing sciences, for example, is a very, very important part of our activity. And also we are increasingly involved now in the area of information management and serving the needs of the community for skills and knowledge and enhanced competencies in that area. In speech and hearing sciences, for the past 25 years, we have become the provider of speech therapists in Hong Kong.
Speech and hearing sciences is one of the most appealing courses under the Faculty of Education, with the problem-based learning, which is a new learning style. We start questioning our tutors and classmates. This course also provides us many opportunities, such as clinical placements, that can prepare our graduates to become a professional therapist. Professional and practical, this is all what you need to be a speech therapist in Hong Kong.
One of the main features of my course is the teaching practicum in our course, which we commence in years 2, 3 and 4. It is a truly remarkable experience in the sense that we get to gain a lot more insight as to what teaching is all about. We get to see the amount of pressures and workload a teacher has to go through, and also the luxuries and the benefits we gain from teaching and the joy we gain from students, being able to answer questions or learning new skills. Another new feature of our course is the Immersion program to Australia, which we have the luxury of being able to go to. It is an 8-week experience where we get to go to other universities in Australia and obviously learn about the culture and develop our English skills further.
I've talked a great deal about local engagement and the way in which the faculty has a long history of serving the needs of the local community. But this faculty is also very much an international faculty, just as the university is very much an internationally engaged university, as well as being very locally engaged. Our history of international engagement stretches right back to our early days in the Faculty of Arts, when we prepared teachers not just for the Hong Kong context, but also to teach in schools in the Malay states and other parts of Southeast Asia. And our collaboration with that part of the world continues up to this present day. For example, we have a collaboration at the moment with the Singapore Centre for Chinese Language, with whom we're offering a joint Master in Education to prepare teachers of Chinese for Singapore schools. But then we also have other forms of international engagement in which we serve the broader global community. For example, colleagues have a long history of working with organisations like the Asian Development Bank, the World Bank, UNESCO and UNICEF. And that sort of involvement, that sort of engagement with the international community is set to increase with the recent conferment of the UNESCO Chair in Comparative Education. We see that as a major stepping stone and a major move forward in terms of our engagement, not only with the international community, but also through the local community, because we shall be collaborating with UNESCO Hong Kong and trying to work with them in promoting the agenda of education for all in local schools.
Not only the faculty, but graduates of Faculty of Education also understand that serving the community should be a lifelong mission. Therefore, the Hong Kong University Education Alumni Association was established in 2004 to promote the networking of graduates and organize social and community services activities.
Compared to a history of 90 years, the association is young. We are less than 10 years old. But being young is good. We are dynamic and we are creative. Here tonight we have so many distinguished and outstanding individuals, and I would like to invite you all to join the association. Together, I guess, we could bring a lot of changes to education and to Hong Kong. If you have questions, you can come and talk to me. I'm sitting right here over that table. I would love to see you all in the next meeting. Thank you very much.
So looking forward as well as back on this occasion, I would foresee that our engagement, our service to the community, both local and non-local, is set to continue and to grow and to thrive in the coming years. And I'm sure that after another century has passed, there will be another celebration of an even more impressive example of the ways in which the faculty has served the community, both within Hong Kong and also in China, the region, and internationally.